What's up, devil dogs? Another beautiful day here in America. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Early bird gets the worm. I should have got something to eat. Alright. Alright. Let's get this party started. Alright, there we go. All good, all good. Wait a minute till everyone gets here. Another day in paradise. What's up, devil dogs? Semper Fi, man. What's everyone doing today, man? We got illegals smashing into fools that can't read English. We got an executive order, I think, against the law finally to burn the American flag. Check, check. Uncle Andy, what's up, brother? Semper Fi, man. What's going down? Rogering up, love it. Self-check, but it's morning formation. Devil dogs, let's get. We got to get in formation. Stand at parade rest and stand out in the freezing cold for about an hour and a half until until the sergeants or the captain and the staff NCOs are done playing their tic-tac-toe game in their in their office, and they can tell us that we're finally dismissed. Dude, we'd have to stand out there for like 2 hours and cold, and they would have this extra long meeting, and we just made fun of them, thought, you know, oh, these guys are inside playing tic-tac-toe the whole time, talking about nonsense. Oof. Little things get you out of the military. Just the little things, man. Alright, night was the worst. Friday night, like formation. Before you can leave and go home, you got to sit there for 5 hours, listen to someone tell you not to get a DUI or something. It's so annoying. It's forever annoying. I guess I would go this way. Yo, morning, Ransom Jackson. What's up, brother? Oh no, that's not Ransom. Hey, what's up, Berries? Berries? How are you today? Barrios? I'm good, man. I am doing good. Excellent. Living the dream, man. I'm enjoying the deportations, my friend. I'm enjoying the deportations. I can already tell they're taking well, not anymore. Not on this one. But they are helping out with traffic out here in good old California. Except for this part. This part's always jammed. Semi-trucks, man. Semi-trucks. These things are huge. Living the dream, man. Living the good old American dream. You know, one day at a time. So this. Yeah, I don't want to show you, but there's a... I wonder how many of these people are illegals driving these trucks. This would be interesting. Probably most of them, I would assume. I've never met I'm born and raised out here. I don't think I've ever met a driver. I know. That's the telltale sign. All the buddies I grew up with, everyone I've ever met throughout my life, in the military, around hometown, in other cities, just random people you meet at bars. I don't think I've ever heard someone say, "Yeah, I drive semi trucks," and that's why I think there's so many illegals driving these trucks. But I don't know. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Barrios, positivity, man. Hey, gotta stay motivated, gotta stay positive, man. Honor, courage, and commitment, man. Helmet's not a chair, and you fight wars with your hands. If you ever talk about fighting a war and they talk about anything else, nuclear bombs, you could talk about, people love to talk about wars. The only thing you should talk about wars about someone is if they're willing to fight the war with their hands. Or if you don't want to fight the war with your hands, it's all about logistics, and that's how you win wars. Any other nonsense, it's over. Spooky is an illegal. Shout out, Spooky. Spooky? Man. It's spooky, huh? Tell him to get his paperwork right, man. Us Americans, we like our paperwork. We hate doing the paperwork, but we like it. That's what separates most stupid countries from ours, is that you gotta have your paperwork. You don't have your paperwork, I can't help you, And most Americans want to help, right? We're not selfish, weird people. But if you can't help yourself, why should I help you? And all you gotta do is your paperwork. But people, that's the thing with immigrants, man. They think America's just like their shitty country, and they come here and they have that shitty attitude where, in Africa they don't have a word for maintain or maintenance. So they just let everything fall by the way. India is disgusting. We've all seen those videos of India and their nasty way of living. It's gross, dude. It's gross. And they bring that same culture here. That same lazy, like that guy that in Florida, man, that caused that accident. He didn't care at all. Didn't bother him. He was just like, he was probably thinking this dumb person smashed into my truck. Like, how stupid of them. And now he's gonna do 40 years in prison and then get deported. His brother already got deported. I'm all for it, man. F around and find out. Spooky Terry. Yeah, we'll see, man. And I think we ought to send him back there, brother. Oh yeah. What's up, Works Podcast? How you doing, man? Semper Fi, brother. What's going down? Welcome to the Devil's Compound, man. Come on in. Enjoy. Mi casa es su casa. Mi casa es no su casa. Go back to es casa. So, dude, and I think we're gonna. I honestly think, my honest opinion about Mexico and my experience living in and around that place and going down there a lot and having family down there and all this other craziness, I do believe we're gonna start launching bombs into Mexico on cartel farms and cartel houses. I think they're a terrorist organization already. So if you do business, and remember, when you do business with a cartel, they don't tell you the cartel. They just say, hey, we're these guys and we do this. So it's like, oh, okay. And if you get caught, you're helping a terrorist organization now. I mean, imagine after 9/11, everyone, you're doing something to help Al Qaeda or the Taliban. And I guarantee we're gonna start striking Mexico. It's a terrorist state now. It's sad, man. It's a narco terrorist state for sure. It's been that way for a very long time, but now it's more out in the open than ever because these guys, they play G.I. Joe and they put on ski masks, which is not a good idea, and they take pictures of themselves like holding boomsticks and they try to play G.I. Joe. They might have gone, even some of them would come up and go through basic training in the Army or Marine Corps and learn some skills with the rifle and how to shoot and maneuver, and they would go back down and train. But when you play that game, it's a game. When you want to dress up as a cosplayer with the rifle and a ski mask and some sort of weird get up, and you go out and you hold up a weird flag with Spanish lettering. It's the same as ISIS. It's just you don't understand what they're saying. One is speaking Spanish, the other one is speaking Arabic or Farsis or whatever, and it's all the same language. They all want the same kind of outcome. There's no difference. I never really saw a difference between, dude. What's that? Shit. I mean, they still, oh God. And the United States government helps not spread that message around because, the cartels are just as bad as ISIS or any terror organization I fought for the last 20 years, Everybody likes Mexico, even you. Yeah, Mexico's great. Mexico's fantastic, the beaches are good, the ladies are pretty, the tacos are cheap, but you just can't raise a family there, and that's the problem, right? And that's the problem. Why have a country if you can't let why? What's the point of maintaining your country if you can't have moms and dads and brothers and sisters raise families out there? Because you really can't. What's up, Stinky Pete? What's up, brother? Super fine, man. Yeah, Mexico's great, but it's so corrupt. Why? What's the point of having a government that? No shirtless live this weekend. No, soon. I think most countries are dangerous now. Yeah. Any country. I mean, you can't trust. I wouldn't go to any foreign country right now. I wouldn't go to any South American, especially not Africa. I wouldn't even go to Asia anymore. Well, and it's so chaotic that Laos and Vietnam were about to, you might get stuck in a conflict. Pakistan and India, we're about to get into it. So you just don't know these days. You go down to Mexico, you might never come back. Because you just don't know these days, That's just stay home. America's where you to be. Your hometown, There's nothing special out in another countries. Gross. Got to end this fentanyl killing drug from Mexico. Oh, Howard, dude, more than any. I think, Howard, we're going to start striking the houses out there. I mean, once we figure out where these guys are, and the DE, all these, like, we've been in Mexico for forever. helping them, or we've been partnering with them for a lot of things for probably since the 50s, for probably ever, longer than I've been ever a twinkle in my dad's eye. And there's no way, but now with technology and surveillance, I think we're going to start bombing or drone striking Mexico. And it's going to start, because if we start doing it to Venezuela, we're going to have to. These guys have to die. That's straight up, man. Like, these cartel leaders, these guys that are at the very top, the foot soldiers, they all have to going to pay a price. You can't wear military outfits with weapons and hold a weird flag and then call people out, just like the Taliban or ISIS did. And they're a terrorist organization now, and it's gonna, and if you think about it, and you kind of, and if I want to do this, and if I'm thinking about doing this, the steps you need to take to secure your, you build a huge wall, you mass deport everyone, you you have to lock down the United States, and then you start striking your neighbors. This way there's no chaos at home or on the border, because it's already done locked down. I give it another year. By this time next year, you're going to start hearing bombings in Mexico. And honestly, it starts with their government, dude. Their government's awful. I mean, the government and the cartels, one and the same. One and the same. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's got to be what was it? The Arab Springs in Egypt? Didn't dudes in Egypt, I forget, like that happened in Libya. A bunch of it just erupted in protests across 4 or 5 Middle Eastern states. That's what's got to happen in I think for sure Venezuela we're gonna strike, for sure. I mean, why not? Why not? So I would, if I were in charge, I would have done it. And we're really good at it. That's the best part. We've been doing it for, my whole life, finding guys in tunnels. So finding your next door neighbor in Mexico is not that hard. Shouldn't be that difficult for the boys. And we got to use our military. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, right? Yeah, and then the drugs are the problem. We all know the drugs are the problem, I wonder, man. I swear, in the next 3.5 years are going to be an amazing time. An amazing time. I still think traffic isn't that bad, man. Ever since all these deportations, it still can improve, but man, it's not as bad as it once was out here because of all the illegals. And once they go after the truck drivers, I think it'll be a lot better. What can I say? I'm a selfish man, And I don't. Do you guys hear? I mean, you might see it on the news or something, but I don't see any. I think the opposition side has given up, really. That hatred towards. A lot of people are scared, but I would say the hatred towards America, and in America, I don't see it as much anymore. They're running out of things to protest and not The one we got to worry about the Wuhan babies, man. Those guys, if you're 20 years old now, and you're probably 15 during the Wuhan virus, like, I think those guys are very unsafe. Like, if you guys ever, like, Rampage Jackson's son, like, that guy was about, 19 years old when the Wuhan was going down, and now he's probably going to do life in prison. I think these people just can't control their emotions, and they're spoiled. They're weird and spoiled. It's strange. Strange, man. Americans are even unsafe in Cancun. Yeah, well, it's going to get weird because if Americans aren't, going overseas, and a lot of people are getting deported, that means the flow of money from it's gonna, Mexico's gonna get even poorer. It's gonna get so bad, and those tourist destinations, I don't know. I wouldn't go to Mexico for a long time, man. It's gonna get bad. I mean, we got 3 destroyers, going down the Gulf of America to Venezuela. We declared Venezuela a narco state, terrorist organization. There's only one outcome to this. Only one. There's only one outcome. We can talk about how it's going to get done, but we all know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. The only thing I'm waiting for is how public it is, publicized. Because I don't think the local news reporter in I can never repeat the city. It's a bad city in Mexico. It's a cool name, but I can't repeat. I always forget it. I just whatever. But they're not gonna be like, oh well, the United States struck a 2-story building holding down narco traffickers. They won't ever report that. It's just gonna kind of go. It's gonna happen, and no one will ever say anything because no news comes out of Mexico. Like, have you ever heard of the Mexican news station talk about anything remotely interesting? If you can even find one, but you'll never hear it. That doesn't exist because they'll kill you. They'll throw your body off bridges, and have you hung by your feet. Like, this happens on the rig in Mexico, and no one knows about this. No one. It's like Iraq was bad, but it wasn't that far from Mexico. That's how I always thought about it. Chicles. Senor Chicle, you got little 8-year-olds running up to you, trying to steal your wallet, asking you to buy a chicle or fireworks, or little knickknacks. And little bastards, they're good, but there's obviously a problem with society if you have children trying to sell you gum. Chicle's gum. And it's not good gum. It's really crappy. The little squares, little 5-pack squares. Chicle. And then you get a problem like we had in Iraq, man. It's like the people in Iraq, they're just so dumb. They never been. You can't have a normal conversation. They don't know how to count. They don't know their left from right. They don't know how to do anything. It's. I've never met when I say unskilled. It's wild. My dad would tell me, if I ever cross the border, for a female, even scarier. I mean, you'll be. I mean, you still have. Here's the thing: like in Mexico, you still have moms and dads and brothers and sisters that just live a normal life like us. Still have that. But the fact is that there's not. That's like a 50. If there, it's the family the families in Mexico are about 49%, and 51% are of cartels. That's how I look at it. So your odds, you always want your odds to be in your favor if you're going to do something. If you come to California, 95% is about families and 5% is about crime, which is great odds. You can come to California. You go to South Dakota, it's like 99% about families, 1% crime. You got to play the odds like Vegas, man. And the odds of you, everyone goes to Mexico or Cancun and has a great time. But they're a terror. We labeled them as a terrorist organization, man. And I don't know how that's going to play out. Better now than never, but I think pretty soon, man. Either we're going to do it quietly, or we're going to start bombing some parts of Mexico out in the fields, and that's what I would do, man. I would go over the Mexican government said, like, we invaded Mexico like twice in our life, so in 1850, I think we invaded Mexico. We drove them all the way down to Mexico City. We conquered Mexico City, and then we just said, all right, you guys can have it back, and we left. There will come a day where we see IEDs used here in America. Dude, that would be really bad. That would be really bad. If that happens, Howard, and it's an illegal or a terrorist, I think you're going to see I don't know, man. Americans get really effing pissed off, dude, right? I mean, 2 buildings came down in New York, and we invaded the Middle East. Like, I could say we invaded Iraq or Afghanistan, but we basically invaded the entire Middle East and overthrew like 7 different countries and their governments. Like, we we destabilized Iraq. Kuwait's our boy now. Saudi Arabia, our boy. Overthrew Iraq, invaded Afghanistan, messed up Libya, messed up Syria, or Syria's and Libya were overthrown. Jordan's our friend. Egypt's our friend now. A lot of these Middle Eastern countries had to make a choice after 9/11. Either you can keep on keeping on, or you can be like Saudi Arabia, and do business with us. So eventually, I think Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, and there's one little south of Venezuela. They're an English-speaking Latino society. I forget the name of that damn place. But they're going to be like our Kuwait. We're going to fly everyone in right south of Venezuela, and I don't think there ever will be troops on the ground, but we don't need troops on the ground. We just need to box them in by blowing everything up. That's what I would do. What's up, Fold'em? If you go back to war, I'll write you. Hey, thanks, Alyssa. Yeah. The response has to be massively disproportionate. Yes. Yeah, I like the way you speak, Fold'em. The way you speak about it makes the U.S. look bad. It's not about looking bad or looking good. There's no purity level, It's just business. Amazon doesn't look good a lot, but they get the job done. Looking bad, and who's looking at me? Like, you say it makes the U.S. look bad. Okay. The who has the biggest stick in the playground makes the rules. So, I mean, if I look bad, I look bad. But I had to get the job done. It is what it is, you know. Like everyone, 9/11 happened and terrorist organization, okay. I don't know who's really a terrorist. They could be some guy in some mall talking on the phone or what. I don't know. The point of our war in the Middle East was, if you have a problem with America, we'll come to you. We're gonna come to you. I'll wear a big old uniform. I'm very loud, and I'll walk around your country. And if you want to catch the smoke, jump. And we did that for 20 years in 2 different countries, and Mexico and South America. Like, we don't need to even put boots on the ground, because as much as I think Mexico and Venezuela are pieces of crap country, like, the people there are a little more wiser than the average Muslim man out in Iraq or the Middle East. The people out in the Middle East are stupid. Like, it's very hard to scare stupid. And that's, people in Venezuela and Mexico are going to be scared. And once that rocket flies over your city, you'll give up, dude. There's no way. Because there's no way as a man you can defend yourself from that. And you can't, you don't even have that. No way. And you're selling drugs. Like, okay, I'm done. I'll wait, 4 years from now, and I think, I'm totally cool with it. Lock down the border completely. You deport everybody out of your country, and you do this for a full year. And then you start rocking Mexico and Venezuela and Colombia. This way, the immigrants, the displaced people don't rush your border. Everything's a lockdown. ICE inside your country and Homeland Security is on point. So you got to take care of the homeland first before you escalate outside your borders. And I think that's what we're doing, right? You can see it. Lock down the borders, deport everyone that you don't know, cancel all the visas. I think this is going to be big, and I'm excited for it. Very excited. Yes, English-speaking country, Guyana, right? I don't know what that word is. What is that word? Gestapo? Yeah, ICE? You mean the new Gestapo? Is that a city? I don't know what that is. But yeah, ICE, man. Dude, I might apply for ICE too. I saw something on online. They were, they're mass hiring people. I might do it. But yeah, they don't, no background checks, or they'll do a background check, but no, like, you don't really need that much experience, which is fine. But I got all the experience in the world. What was the oh, it was like 50 grand sign-on bonus or something. Like 6 months, you get deployed in the United States. I read up there. I'm thinking about it, man. What's up, Oldham? Sorry, bud. A strong America is a strong Western world. That's right. The way you speak about it makes the U.S. look bad. Oh yeah, no one cares about looking good or looking bad. There's only one person that was perfect, and they nailed that fucker to a cross. So, I'm not perfect, and America will make mistakes, and most Americans want this to happen. We want the illegals off the streets. We want Mexico. Mexico's got to pay the price. Every year, like 100 years, we have to fuck Mexico up. Venezuela just has to be cut off from the world, and I think we're gonna pull a Cuba, and it's gonna be isolated from the rest of the world for the next 300 years. And if it makes, if I look bad in your eyes, so be it. I'll take the heat, no problem. No problem, just doing my job. What's up, V Reed? What a stoop. Yeah, I got good opinions, V-Reed, but, I try to keep my my confidence at a low. I can be overconfident sometimes. Sometimes you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? The new Gestapo? Is ICE the new Gestapo? Sure. Yeah, I'm totally down for a new Gestapo. Build the wall, arrest them all, brother. Well, welcome to a country and a federal government. I don't, and that's the thing, man. Like, there's people that lived in this country that don't know that we have like a federal government. It's the strangest thing. Like, the federal government's in charge, man. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and there's not shit any individual American can do about it. There ain't shit. There we go. We're taking it good. Welcome. And then, like, we have a federal government, which most people tend to forget about. And then the federal government has the backing of the American people, and the president, and is very respected by the president of the United States. So it's a 1, 2, 3 combo, man. And that's why everyone's so shocked that they're seeing guys run around arresting people, kidnapping people. They're kidnapping. Nah, man, they're just going back home. Are you too good for your home, ball? Why don't you go home, ball? Send them home. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. You a proud boy. I guess I'm proud. I'm proud to be an American, that's for sure. Proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. I'm a proud man, yes, proud American man. Proud American man. And if you're not American, we're gonna buy you a plane ticket to go home. I think it's the greatest. Like, how nice are we? Dude, you know what they're doing in France? Which, like I said, the French are we all know what the French do. But I heard, I think some cops in France, those immigrant boats were floating up on the water, and the cops were popping them. It's gonna get ugly, man. It's gonna get. You're gonna see the very, very worst in people. You keep pushing buttons. All these immigrants keep fucking up, and Indian to Muslim to Asian to Chinese. You're gonna see Americans turn on the rest of the world, man. And most Americans are my age now, right? The boomers. Then you have like my uncles are like 60s and 50s. Then you got my age, and most people my age, we're all for it, man. All for it. Build the wall, deport them all. I'll send back everybody. I'm telling you right now, people are going to learn the hard way, man. Americans don't play. Bobo, what's up, brother? How's good old Denmark out there, man? What's up, sub double? Sub double? I hope you think the same way when the shoe is on the other foot. Nope. The shoe will never be on the other foot, sub, because I'm an American and this is my home. And if I don't want people in my home, guess what? You're going to get removed. That's it. It's the bottom line. I don't care if you've been here for 30 years. You're so lazy you can't figure out the paperwork. You don't have to take a weird, you just got to do the paperwork. Memorize like George Washington and why our flag is our flag, and that's it. People have been here for 30 years and never did that. It's not my fault. You're a lazy piece of shit, but you're gonna get deported now. And then, dude, I can't. I'm telling you, man. A year from now, Bobo. A year from now, maybe sooner. You're going to start hearing airstrikes over Mexico and Venezuela, dude. And we're just going to do it. There's no declaration of war anymore. We don't even have to declare war anymore. We as Americans, we'll just do it. We don't give a flying fuck. All the rules that people commit, like war crimes, sure, dude. Like we literally blew up a whole country, like multiple countries. Like we don't care. All those war crimes things, that's not for someone to put on us. That's for us to put on someone else. So, like I said, if you make the rules, we can also break the rules because we make the rules. No one else can tell us what to do. Not one person. Name a country that could really, America, we're going to prosecute you for war crimes. Okay. Good luck. Yeah. That's the real world, devil dogs. If you didn't know, now you know. Hey, what's up, Ron? Ron 91 in the building. Semper Fi, brother, what's going down? No, it's that. They don't want to get it. They don't want the smoke, brother. They don't. Hey, what's up, Gold? How you doing, girl? Semper Fi, man. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Yeah, we're so good. All right. Do you know the process how to become a citizen? The only way I know for sure how to do it is if you join the military. Legal immigrant, you can join the military to get a green card and or a citizenship. Other than that, nope. It's not. I don't. Why? And then, like, why would I know that? Why would I even know how to become a citizen? I don't need a. I'm not going to stick. It's like learning algebra again. It's like, well, I don't really need algebra anymore. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not going to solve for X or Z anytime soon. So I don't really need to retake the class. That's kind of a bad example, but learn English to start. Hey, that's Candy. That is the number one. I should have thought about that myself. If you learn English, that's a good start. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Greetings from Viv, Israel. Hey, Israel, what's going on, brother? Greetings from Southern California, man. What's going on? The United States. How is it out there in Israel, man? You guys gotta get that Gaza thing out of the way, man. Start building nice hotels on that land. Fuck those guys. Yeah, like Israel, those dudes flew over on August 6th or October 6th, and now those guys that lived in Gaza are finding out. If you play a stupid game, you're gonna win a stupid prize. You guys need to handle that. I think you guys are dragging it out for a reason. As long as the war in Ukraine is happening, I think that war in Israel or Gaza is gonna. But you guys are all good out there, brother. All that anti-Israel stuff, I don't know. You guys are fine. No one blames you. No one blames you, brother. My kids have to take the citizenship test to graduate. Nice, really. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, here, even in California, here, I used to have to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance in school, and this was a public school. Every morning I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That was cool. That needs to be brought back. Physical fitness is being brought back. Hey, Gold Leader. My great grandpa was Army. He joined to get citizenship for him, and mine too, man. My Mexican side and Irish side, they both served, and that's what I say. Serve the country you want to be a part of. See, that's the problem with people from other countries. They have no, they don't know a word for maintenance. They don't take pride in ownership. They just think they should be given everything because that's how they were born and raised in their country. You go to India or Mexico, you're going to have to pretty much, everything's so corrupt, you can screw over everyone and anything and try to get everything you want without putting any little effort and being a piece of shit human being. And they bring that same attitude, that same lifestyle in the United States. Like that Indian guy did a huge wide U-turn, and someone, 3 people went right under their don't know. They're so stupid. They don't know the problem. They don't know, nor do they care to even figure. He made a U-turn, 3 people died, and he batted an eye. He probably blamed it on them. Like, oh, they should have not have done that. Why'd they hit me? I guarantee it. Dude. These people are awful. And that's not the American way, man. The American way, we clean up after ourselves. We have pride and ownership, and we don't disrespect the other Americans. We let the person just drive in front of us, no problem. Big cement truck right here. If he wanted to turn, I would slow down. But other people, they don't. That's not how. And it's a disgusting way to think, man. And we just can't have that here in America. They gotta go. They just gotta go. Dirty money. What's up, man? What's the word? Where is a tactical for leg? Wait, hold on. I say we have no vacancies. I have more than enough citizens. Yeah, and dude, too many. Like there's some like Gaurd. You're right, man. Like we have too many citizens. We have so many here in California that we can't build our freeways. We can't expand our freeways big enough to make a drive not as miserable. They've been trying to for the last 8 years is rebuild our bridges, expand our highways. We people just got to go, man. And I don't feel sorry. I don't feel remorse. I think people, you're a grown man, a grown adult. No one helped Ron through, life. I'm sure Ron had to do everything on his own. Okay. And Gaurd had it. No one helped her. So it's just they're grown men and they're all military-aged men. It's gross. It's gross. Tactical K9 companion. Oh, look at dude, K9 dogs. The best. What's up, Jared? How you doing, Devil's Compound here? What's going on, brother? Long time no see. Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting next couple of years. I'm like every time I turn on the TV, I've never been more excited to be an American. Like I'm not kidding you. Like during the wartime, it was okay, but people had an opinion about the war and what blah blah blah, which is fine. But now it seems everyone's all for it, man. Like there's no disagree. Even in California, everyone's like, oh yeah, whatever. Like as long as I don't get deported, that's always the answer. Oh, don't do it, but don't deport me. You don't see those protests anymore, right? You don't see protests. You might see people yelling at ICE agents and stuff. People are weird, and they'll you yell at one ICE agent or one police officer, you'll do it again, and one time it's not going to go well for you. That's how it usually works. when you commit a crime and you get away with it, you'll do it again eventually till you get caught. It's just human nature. So these people are going to start eating their own, you know. And I hope he deploys all the National Guard across the country, man. I hope so. That would be fantastic. That would be fun. What's up, Fire? Israel needs us. Devil's Compound, you miss being in military? I do, man. It was, you know, the war I fought was the global war on terror, and miss my buddies and stuff. I'm glad I'm out, though. It's you know, I learned what I learned. I fought the good fight. You know, now, honestly, now I want to take that skill set and maybe apply it to get hired for ICE. They're hiring like crazy. And in California, I don't think there's a better place to, you know, I want to deport illegals. I really do. Like, I think it's the same feeling I had. Like, I wanted to fight a war after 9/11. You know, there's a battle to be had, and sometimes they're not overseas. They're in your own backyard. So if I think California, the United States needs my help, I think I might, man. I've looked into it a little bit, trying to weasel my way through what I can do, but we'll see. We'll see how it all kind of floats down the river. But you know, yeah, I guess like you know, military was a great experience, man, and it's something that, you know, no one can take from you. You know, as you get older, you might, you know, like want to do something. You know, you get to go through that midlife crisis where you're like, man, I could still be doing something great. You know, you're not sure what. I know a lot of people get like that. You know, there's like me, Howard, and Gaurd, and Ben. I'm fine. I can, you know, I won't go through a midlife crisis. You know, people go through weird stuff, but I can hang my hat any day of the week and say I've done my job. You know, and people like me and most veterans, you know, we have a right to bitch about things and deport people if we want, because I fought for this country, and you know, if someone's just jumping the border and they don't have a right to be here. Like, I remember, like, the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, that's for American citizens. And those are to protect American citizens away from our own government and from foreigners and other non-citizen people. You know, I like the rules. The rules benefit me a lot. So if I can turn the rules on people that need to be deported, then so be it. It is what it is. You know, I wish you'd weasel your way to the beach. Oh, stop. Joke's on you and the Native American cat carrying a member with photo ID and everything, and I still say no vacancies. And what do they like to say, Gold? That people that the land that Americans stole from Native Americans say they don't want them here either. If the Native Americans, the only people they want to deal with is Americans. They don't want to deal with immigrants and people from they already know what happens when you get a bunch of people that aren't supposed to be here, right? I think the Indians know exactly what happens when people come here and don't assimilate to be an Indian. You become an American, and this is America, you know. Just here to remind you that people will hear your wisdom but are afraid of the bile. That's good. I mean, Israel, you know, people should be scared, man, to come here. You're afraid you might get caramel? Like caramel, does that say caramel? I'm not like Twix, like the caramel chocolate and Twix? Oh, that's bomb. You're afraid these new immigrants will do to you what your kind did to the natives? Yeah, you're right. You kind of have a point. Actually, yeah. I don't want what we did to the Native Americans happen to me. Sounds pretty logical, yeah. So the Native Americans don't want what happened to them again. So yeah, you're right, dude. Yeah, for sure. That's why we're gonna deport them all. That's why we're deporting. And people from India are just disgusting, man. I mean, have you seen India? I love Modi and Candy James with the 10 bombs, Semper Fi. Thank you. Oh my God, America. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like the eagle. I love the eagle on that little emoji. It's a beautiful eagle. Beautiful eagle. But you're right. You're right. We don't want immigrants here to not assimilate into our culture. Like, full stop. Sorry. You're gonna find out the hard way that Americans don't. Americans don't deal with that shit. Sorry, dude. We don't, man. And I've never been, happier in my life. It sounds weird, but it's totally true. I'm proud to be an American, and I'm happy our government's finally doing what's right for the American people and taking care of its citizens, man, and people from Latin America and India and China and Asia and Middle East. They all got to go, man. We tried to help. America got a little soft and baby-footed around this subject, but this is how most Americans think. This is how I grew up with. This is how I grew up. And you could say the racist word and a bunch of trannies running around. Like, those days, it's over, man. I mean, you guys got 4 years of this, and then I don't know, man. I don't see the Democratic Party and the Communist Party and the Socialist Party ever really doing good again. Especially with mass communication now. We know it. No one can really complain or and that's what the left would always do. They would pull on your strings for your good pure heart, and we can't look bad to the world, and we're all, there's no such thing as borders. Oh, okay, well now there is. I was asleep and now I'm awake. It'll be interesting, man. It will be interesting. No one else in the world like America, and I like it that way. Don't care what the rest of the world thinks. 100% Gold. 100%. And the rest of the world is completely self-eyed. Like in France, there's only French people. In England, only English people. Well, actually, I don't know about England anymore. In America, we only want Americans. In Mexico, guess who lives in Mexico? Mexicans. That's it. In America, I just want Americans living here. I don't want Indians. I don't want Asians. If you're living here, you're either American or you're not. There's no, I'm from China. It's like, all right, well, you're gonna go back to China now. And to say you're an American, you actually have to act like an American. It's a way of life. And if you don't know how to act like America, you're gonna get deported. I fully support Poland. Oh, I love Poland. I love Poland. Poland. I think. Italy, I think, is cracking the whip too. That chick. What's your thoughts on Ukraine refugees? They're good Christian people. Ukraine's a corrupt corrupt country, and refugees from Ukraine need to go back to Ukraine. We don't need Ukrainians here either. It's a corrupt piece of shit country. I have no thought. I hope Ukraine wins. I'm a fan. Like, go fight the good fight. We'll sell you a bunch of stuff. I don't really care who dies or who wins, who dies. Russia could collapse tomorrow or completely. That has nothing to do with me. I don't want Ukrainians here. I want Americans. I only want Americans here. I don't want Mexicans here. I don't want Venezuelans here. I don't want French people here. I don't want Germans here. I don't want Russians here. I don't want Ukrainians. I don't want Chinese. I don't want Japanese. I don't want Thailand. I don't want Philippines. I don't want Australian. I want Americans. Americans for America. Boom. Blew my effing mind. And if you think like, that's just mean, I can't go to China. I can never be a citizen of China. I can never be a citizen of Japan. I can never be a citizen of France. I'm not French. I'm not Japanese. I'm not red. I'm American. And here in America, I only want to talk to Americans, all right? And that's how every country runs their country, and that's how we run ours. All of a sudden, now it's weird that America just wants to deal with Americans. Welcome to hell, devil dog, China number one. Yeah. Trump, don't listen to China. China asshole. China number one. Yeah, I mean, China's so bad, they cheat in every single video game known to man. And that's how, if you can't play a video game without cheating, what do you think they're going to do when they get here just working a normal job? They're going to steal. They're going to try to cheat the system. Yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that nonsense. China number one. Trump, don't listen to China, the asshole. What's up, Brian? Is that Brain? I always mess Brian and Brain. What about Jamaican, born in the United States, second generation? What about Jamaicans? If that makes you a U.S. citizen, then you're an American, But if you're here, even if you have a green card or visa, you're still not a citizen. You're here because we said you could come here. And if we say you gotta go, you gotta go. That's the point, Brain. What about Jamaicans? He's not an American. Like, a Jamaican man's not an American. I want Americans only. If you go, yeah, I'm from Jamaica. I'm like, oh, so you're Jamaican. They go, yeah. I'm like, oh, all right, well, go back to Jamaica. Go make Jamaica better again, Here in just Americans, man. And, my grandpa from Mexico, Mexican, speaks Spanish. I never heard him say I'm Mexican. He never said out loud he's Mexican. He always said we're American. And you better start acting like him. Never called me Mateo. He always called me Matt. Very, very little. You would never know that he was never. You would have never. That's what I say to people that, whatever you think you are, you could be black, you could be from Africa, you could be Asian, you could be yellow, you could be green. The minute you come to America, you can't repeat that anymore, and you just have to say, I'm an American. And you figure it out how to become an American, and that's about it, man. You're Jamaican me crazy, man. Yeah, Jamaican, baby. No anchor babies, that's right, Candy. Yeah, man, no, I mean, those days are over. I think they're gonna take away the birthright citizenship, right? Dude, I used to live next to a Chinese birthing house. They're like, I used to say the story all the time. Like, at 3 in the morning, there would be like 3 or 4 8, 9 month pregnant chicks, big old stomachs walking around my neighborhood at 3 in the morning. And then you never see them during the day, but only at night. And I hate to say it, but it's true. They pissed off the whole neighborhood because the house stunk like fish. I mean, it stunk up the whole neighborhood. You can smell it down the street. So there's 3 9-month pregnant chicks walking around at midnight in a white gown, and their house stinks like fish. They're not there no mo. They're not there no mo. I wonder what happened to them. Oh man, this thing took me down the wrong. That sucks. I'm wilding out. We are rude. We are crude. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Rude, crude, ready to booze. Selfish about the way of life. Unapologetic, point blank, period. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I hope they made it back to where they came from. Dude, they would, yeah. It happened for like a year and a half, and they were all over the Chinese bird. They were all over my small little town, even in the ghetto. And this was a while ago. Yeah, they're gone now. I have no idea what happened to them. They got busted because it was in the local newspaper, you know. So it was probably like high CCP mistresses, you know, for sure. You're right, Gold. Rude and crude, man. And the farther you go inland in America, the more ruder and cruder. But at the same time, the more farther inland you go, the nicer the people are. But you better be an American, man. I'll never forget, dude. I was in like Montana, and I was in my trailer, and some guy, you know, no one likes people from California, especially when they say the license plate. And some guy, you know, walked up. He's like, "Hey, you guys from California?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He goes like, "I'm just surprised to see, you know, the American flag." And I had like a Trump hat, or my uncle had a Trump hat or something. And he goes, "I'm surprised to see you guys, you know, are Republicans or Trump supporters." I was like, "Yeah. Why do you think?" I was like, I get why you think people in California are weird, but I was like, dude, we're fighting out there, man. You know, at least you know people are out there fighting." And he got a smile. He's like, all right. You got to come back with the witty comeback, you know. Montana, you like Montana, Devils? Yeah, Montana was good, man. Wyoming, you know, I did a long road trip. It was sweet, man. I like, I like pulling up to a place out in the middle of nowhere, you know, a little bar. You know, I love little places like that, man. Nothing really to do for miles. Get to just sleep in my RV and just hang out, man. I love stuff like that. As an American, I can't live without West India Caribbean food. We need so many reasonable deal. What? Some reasonable deal? Yeah, I think the food, all because you remove people that cook the food doesn't mean you can't cook the food. You know, you can. They just got to do it the right way, brother. You know, they just got to do it the right way. Get the paperwork, man. I don't feel bad. I'm sure I don't feel bad if you've been in this country for 60 years and you got deported. Like, that's how most countries behave. Lazy. It doesn't, you know, I don't need to do it. They'll never get me. It's okay. Well, you know, the Americans get pissed off, man. Like all this, like you take advantage of Americans, and Americans will snap back, and you're gonna. It's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse. What about what about Jaws? What about Jaws? We should do better to get them back to where they came from, consider it our good deed. Yeah, I'm with Gaurd on that one. I'm just trying to help you get home. I don't know, if you're drunk at a bar and you need a ride home, an average American would be like, I'll take you home, man, no problem. That's what we're trying to do with the illegals. Hey, man, we're gonna Uber you home. Like, we're just nervous that you're here. You don't seem to fit in well. So we want you. You're 86, like at a local bar. Sorry. Oh, Jews, not Jaws. Oh, I can't. It's hard to see. You know what I'm saying? Didn't like a whole country really go after the Jews? Like, I don't want to talk about Jews. They don't, like, isn't it still weird that people still bring up like Jews and like, they own the banks. They own, like, didn't we already go through that? Like, someone already went through that. I swear I read it in a book somewhere, I swear the History Channel talks about this war all the time. Jews are Jews. It's like, what are you going to do with the Catholics? It's like, oh, we know Catholics have a big problem in their priests. I'm Catholic. We got a big little people problem. Priests like to go after little people. Catholic, what about Christians? Christians are even weirder. They like have Christian rock bands, and I don't know. Like, what about the Jews? I don't know what you mean. Like, do you not like the Jews? Do you? I support them. Fucking invade all of the Middle East, dude. I don't care. The Jews can do whatever they want. They got their own little country. They're good over there. Whatever. Like, I'm just worried about Americans, brother. That's all I'm concerned about. Kyle controls high. Yeah, Kyle, his goddamn Jew gold, dude. I know you got it, Kyle. I know you got what, Cartman? I know you got the gold around your neck. And then he gives him the gold around his neck, and then he goes, I know it's fake, Kyle. I know you gave me the fake gold, Kyle. Yeah, man, like, no one can, like, isn't it weird, like, that's like saying, like, the Jews run Hollywood. All right, well, then the Christians, like, run our government, because our government's 99% Christian. So, yeah, I guess people, that work for a company will hire, people that they know, or what is that called? Nepotism? Yeah, of course that happens. Of course you're probably going to go, and, if they're good with money, which is a total stereotype, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't see anything bad with them being good with money. I'm good with money too. Kyle controls. I agree with that nation that can't stand without language and borders, but we have government officials with dual citizenship to foreign nations with influence. You're right. You're right, brain. Pinky and the brain. Yeah, that's got to be solved in-house with the government, which dude, I am telling. I think all these weird things that we bring up, like dual citizenship, I think they're going to be a simple law passed, and that's it. We'll see. I'm not sure though. I don't. Yeah, that is a problem though, brain. Yeah, for sure. The Jews can do what they want with their own people, money, and equipment. Godspeed. I mean, pure gold, man. That's it. Yeah, like, I don't. What about them? What about them? Like, if you said, what about the Muslims? I'd be like, well, the Jews will take care of the Muslims for us. Yeah, Godspeed, man. I'm like, the dudes that live in Israel, I'm sure are lovely, and they just want to live a nice, peaceful life, raise a family, have a strong military, have a good government. yeah, man, like good for them. Godspeed. We'll do business with Israel, and our militaries are basically fighting side by side, just like probably Taiwan, or Taiwan might be a little different. Like most countries, we have troops fighting with Germany, we have troops fighting with Japan, we have troops in pretty much every country but China and Russia. If you're training with an American, you'll realize Americans are cool. Come to Laughlin, it's my last day here. Oh man, what hotel are you at? Americans never left Japan. We still have bases there. Oh yeah, man, we never left Afghanistan. We still got a base in we still got bases in Iraq. We got bases in Jordan. We got bases in Syria. We got bases in Israel. We got bases in Germany, France, maybe not France, probably France. We got bases we got everywhere, dude. Because our military, imagine having this big old military, but it just stays within your borders. Like, why would a military do that? Why? And we got like, boats and ships out in the water that, need guidance and protection and rescue. So our military, just kind of patrols the whole world. Why not? If someone had a problem with it, someone would stop it, right? I'm at the Riverside. Hey, I love the Riverside. Yeah, I love the Riverside. I think that's the only one I've really stayed at. I think maybe one or two other ones, but yeah, Riverside's dope. I know the odds that they wash their hands and arms. It's called, you have eaten the hands anymore? Yeah. It's called a spoon. Hygiene. Hygiene. We don't want any funky diseases. There should be a distinction between Arab, Middle Eastern culture and Islam, because Islam in the U.S. has reformed all my friends upon parole. What? Oh yeah. A lot of like Mike Tyson converted to Islam. But here's the thing, man. Like, you're not Muslim. Like, you can convert to Muslim or Islam, and you could preach and read the Quran, but you're not Muslim. And if you go to a Muslim country, they'll probably kill you because you're an infidel. There's no, that doesn't exist. Like, that's like a weird, that's like, that's how that, I converted to this. I'm, out of prison or whatever. I get it, man. But that's like saying I'm a boy or I'm a lady. Yeah, I put on a dress and I'm a lady. I'm like, you think you are, but if someone had to check you, you're not. And that's how when I hear people reforming into Islam, and I'm okay. Go to Afghanistan and let me know how that works out. Go to Mecca, where that big square box is, and let me know how that. Go to the, what do they call it? The pilgrimage, and let me know how that goes. Let me know your Western, your commie way of thinking, and try to talk to someone that's Arabic and Muslim that you are the same as him. He's gonna be like, no, you're not. You're still an infidel. That's, it's like me going to Mexico and saying I'm Mexican. They're gonna look at me and be like, no, you're not. You're an American. Well, I have Mexican descent and my grandparents are Mexican, and they're still gonna be like, dude, I live in Mexico. I'm Mexican. You're an American pretending to be Mexican, right? People are delusional, man. That's how I see it. If it helps reform out of prison, that's great. I am all for using religion to help you see the light and all that good stuff. But we're still not Muslim. Just not. Just not. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work, devil dog. Not in the world I know. Not in the world I know. You go to Iraq, they're gonna be. They will never allow you into a mosque. that's the telltale sign. Let me know if that guy's ever been to a mosque before. Then we can talk. Pinky in the brain. A mouse born in a cow stable doesn't make it a cow. Oh, cute! Imagine I would paint little the black spots on the mouse. Oh, that'd be so cute. He thinks he's a cow. Little mice. You could buy him a little stable. That'd be awesome. Hindus versus Muslims, who are good? There's no good. I don't know, like good or bad. There's no purity test, guys. Like Hindus and Muslims are not American. I don't care if they poke each other. Play tummy sticks. That's none of my business. If you want my opinion, that's. No one cares about my opinion either. They're not American. They have nothing to do with me. I don't want anything to do with them, and I hope they have nothing to do with me. That's how Americans think, and most Americans are nice. I want to help people that are poor and live in a shitty country where their government sucks ass. But now I don't. I wanted to. Now I don't. Most Americans would want it to, but now we don't. We want to kick everyone out because everyone took advantage, and that's it. Life goes on. And in 3.5 years from now, if Americans want to be nice again, we'll hire someone that represents us. And if not, tough titty set the kitty. That's it, man. It's down and dirty like that, And you want to call us racist or I don't know, name it. Okay, sure. Whatever you think I am, I guess I am. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell people. They want you to climb up some purity level. It's the damnedest, strangest thing, man. We need their oil. They will be conquered. Oh, yeah. A lot of wars are fought over resources anyways. World War II was that's what it was all about. Lebensraum, and Russia, even with Ukraine. Lebensraum. Room to grow and resources. It's the same concept. Saddam and Gaddafi were trying to fuck with oil prices and all that stuff. Not happening, big fella. Not happening. And those two are dead now, so. You're scared and sound like a coward. Yeah, sure, I guess. If you say so, man, I don't know. If you have that opinion about me, I'm all for it, man. If you want to make fun of me, man, you got to do a better job than that. Put a little effort into it, devil dog. Put a little effort into it. We don't need their oil. Open, what's up, Open Forum 1? What's going on, brother? Semper Fi. We don't need their oil. No, I guess, but I'd rather, I don't know if oil is a finite product where it could run out. Nothing lasts forever. So, if I'm the government, I'd be like, we could drill our own and use our own, but let's just buy theirs, use all theirs up, and when they run out, we still got ours. You know, I don't know, because who knows? Who knows? I'm not an oil expert, you know. We have our own oil, we do. We even have oil fields in California, man. I drive by them all, even in nice areas. You'll go by a little patch of land, and there'll be that pump, you know, those oil pumps. Oh, I like those things. Those things are cool. They wanted your wife. What's up, high speed, low drag? What's up? Hey, just in case. What's up, boys? I'm 100% disabled, and I have trouble getting disability. Yeah. That's usually how it goes. But someone that's, you know, barely served, probably, you know, has diabetes because they are lazy and 700 pounds. They probably have full disability. We have untouched reserves for sure. I think that's what you know, if I'm in a room, you know, we got to buy the oil from the companies, then resell it to the American people. You know, let's tell these American oil companies, dude, just go in another country, use up all their crap. You know, we have ours for backup. You know, we'll pump it. Prices will be relatively the same. You know, I'm sure I want oil to get cheaper, but Jesus Christ, you know. So gas can't keep going up. I mean, it's what actually in California. What is it in California? Like 385, which is not bad. 385 ain't bad. If you can get it down to like $3, that would be sick. That would be just sick. Don't need any gods or religions. We buy cheap oil to fill our nation's reserves. Yeah, something like that, right? High speed. I kind of figured we were doing something like that. I just never really looked into it. But it always made sense, you know, logically to me. If we're buying from other countries and we give someone paper and they give us something we can use to build our country. You know, I do that every time. I don't, you know, money's just paper, and then people put a value on their head about it. So I'll give someone paper for a resource like that. Absolutely. You think our ancestors needed government to kick someone off their land? No, we didn't. You're right. You're right, Don. We did it ourselves. Those willing to give up their freedom for temporary safety deserves neither freedom nor safety. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So you want me to start kicking out immigrants? I mean, I would do that. I'll just, you know what I'll do, Don? I'm going to apply to ICE. They're going to pay me a good amount of money, and then I will kick out immigrants. But you want me to go, like, not get paid to kick out immigrants? What kind of shit is that? When you want me to do this shit for free? This is a capitalist. This is America. I want to be like a bounty hunter then. Okay, you want me to just do it like our ancestors for free? Like, fuck that. How about I pay some guy to do it for me? That's the American way. That's the American dream, you know? I know what you're saying, but I think in 1850, the government had a mass deportation too. So we've been doing, this is not our first rodeo, Don. I think, who did that? You can just Google it. We had it was called like Operation Wetback, dude. Get all the Mexicans out of here. And we did. And now we're doing it again. Yeah, I'm not going to do it like my ancestors, like I'm fucking in the 1700s. What are we talking about here? That's weird. Anyways, Devil Dogs, I'm out of here. I gotta get out of here and get it done, man. I'm out of here, Devil Dogs. Semper Fi. Peace.